A lot of very capable experts and coaches simply get burnt out and they absolutely hate sales calls. And a lot of it has to do with follow-up because they need to call and text and email people just to come to a decision. It's like pushing them and chasing them and forcing them just to buy from you. Today, I'm going to share with you how to escape the dreadful client follow-up. So you're excited, you just spoke to someone that you know you can serve, but something is in the way. It's the obstacle to enrolling clients that you dread the most. You need to follow up, right? Start sending those emails, texts, calling them. It's time to start chasing this client all over the interwebs using any media outlet at your disposal. What do you do? Listen, if this is your first time here, welcome to this channel. I'm Jeremy Bellotti, founder of Personal Mastery, where we specialize in helping experts, coaches, and consultants increase their value, master premium client acquisition, and make a meaningful difference without having to sacrifice their freedom. You can learn more at personalmastery.com. Listen, the idea of follow-up is typically a sales conversation, right? And it's typically looked at either you have been speaking to someone, you're on a enrollment call with them, and they didn't move forward with you for whatever reason, and now you are just following up with them constantly to be able to understand whatever direction they're looking to go and get a clear decision as to whether or not they're going to move forward with you or whatever it might be. Or on the other side, you have spoken to someone and it was a great conversation and it looks like they're going to move forward with you, so you send over that proposal and now you're just trying to follow up with them again and again and again, day after day, and yet you never hear from them. And so there is absolutely a valid angle here. We won't go too deep into in this video. And the reality is, yes, one way to dramatically limit crazy follow-up is with improving your marketing and ability to qualify the right people, okay? However, I want to focus our attention on this session, on this episode together, on the sales side of it. So how to escape follow-up. For example, with the same marketing and the same quality of lead flow and the same offer. There's just a great example of this that I've experienced with advisors that we have trained, that I've worked with before. We've had individuals that are just so revved up with this hustle mindset that they're going to follow up, and that is going to be the game that they play, right? It's just all about follow-up. And, we need to understand that with the same marketing, the same lead flow, the same qualification, that two individuals can get dramatically different results depending on the approach that we're taking on the enrollment conversation. All right. One, where you're going to need to follow up a lot, where you're going to be stuck in really just follow up hell, is going to be a direction that where your main focus on the conversation is actually what's causing the entire issue and challenge. Okay. And so it really does come down to this one thing. Whether we talk about marketing and the qualifying process, that absolutely is valid and definitely important and absolutely something you must have dialed in. And if you don't, then yeah, you're not going to be enrolling the right people. You're probably not going to be enrolling many people at all, because the people that you're going to be speaking to really really aren't relevant to what you do anyways. So that's definitely an important piece. But with the same marketing and the same qualification, if you don't have this one thing down, you will be in a world of hurt when it comes to follow-up, because you're going to have to be following up with everybody. And that is just simply one word. And that is decision. The attention that I have going into a conversation, that our advisors have going into a conversation with a client, is that their attention is not to make the sale, it's to get to the decision, right? Versus just, I'm going to go on and I'm going to just sell this person my program. I'm going to make the sale, which only leads you to very quickly starting to talk about the program, or starting to talk about how much money this person has, or starting to talk about or qualify in a direction of selling the program versus qualifying in a direction of making a meaningful decision, right? There's a difference between, hey, can I sell this person today, versus I'm going to give this person the opportunity of a lifetime to make a decision. And a decision is yes or no. And so we need to be able to focus on ending the conversation, ending the call with a decision. That is the main objective of enrollment. So what is a decision, right? What is a decision in helping this person to get to a confident and definitive decision around a solution, right? So a decision is you literally cutting off everything except the things that matter most. It's eliminating all other options without hesitation. That is a decision. So that's our focus. Well, what are they actually deciding on though? This is really important for you to understand, because on the call that you're having with someone that you know you can help, you're starting to uncover the real truth about why they're on the call with you and what problem they really have. Well, what is the decision that you are really opening up for them? right? For them to be able to start seeing the reality of that, hey, this choice needs to be made. What is that choice? What is that decision? It's not buying your program. Please understand that the decision is not to buy your program or to buy your offer. It is to solve the problem or not. That is the decision. So we can't be going on the call trying to push for a sale versus opening the reality of a confident decision that must be made in relation to the problem, right? And understanding what that problem is, why it's so severe, what is the cost of allowing that problem to persist, how much it has cost them so far, what is it going to be the consequence of allowing it to continue moving forward. And if the conversation is just about buying your program, listen, most people will choose buying their story. But if the conversation is about the problem, then no rational person will actively decide to keep the problem if they truly understand what it's costing them and what are the consequences of continuing that problem. If they truly understand how severe it is, and you have a conversation around what matters. That's the focus. And you know what? By doing this, it opens up a whole nother world for you to be able to go deep in the conversations with those individuals you know you can help. You know you can help them go from point A to point B and be able to create radical transformation in whatever area of life or business you might be able to solve a problem for them. And so by doing this, we're bringing them to a clear decision, because a decision is what matters most, right? And that decision is not to buy your program. That decision is whether or not they are going to decide to say enough is enough. I'm willing to do something about this, and I will not tolerate anything less than what I'm committed to. And I will be willing to find a solution no matter the circumstances. That's the decision. And we need to be able to focus on doing that in the conversation. And if you're not doing that right now, what you're experiencing is one of those two big roadblocks that are just such a pain for someone who truly wants to help someone break through or help your clients break through. You are coming into this conversation with this genuine heart of service, and the last thing you want to do is spend time doing a sales tactic of following up because your current enrollment approach is out of alignment with leveraging your greatest asset, which is this ability to go deep on the problem, you understanding exactly what that journey looks like, what it's cost people that are experiencing it. We need an approach that actually leverages that genuine heart of service you have coming into it, right? Again, if that's not happening, what you're going to start seeing is, man, you're just going to be spending so much time on all these follow-ups, on, chasing people down and trying to get answers, when if we have an approach on the first conversation we have that actually is bringing that decision to the surface, well, now that decision is made right there versus you having to chase them down because you're not really sure exactly what they want or what direction they want to go, or what is the decision. Is it yes or no, or is it a maybe? Like you don't even know, right? So it doesn't mean that if you have a conversation with somebody, this doesn't mean that you don't remain in communication with this person. Of course, you're going to definitely stay in communication. There's going to be a deepening of the connection that's established on the call, whether they decide to do business with you or not, right? So it doesn't mean that we don't keep in touch with them, and ongoing communication occurs, adding value, the relationship is being built with this person. It means that you're not chasing them and following up with them to see what they decided or are they ready for it, because that's being established through a process you're applying in that first conversation. You're not going into the conversation just wanting to sell them your program. You're going into that initial conversation to open the reality and the truth of what is the real problem, and to focus on that, with the main objective being to come to a decision about the problem. Now you have the opportunity to not only escape that dreadful follow-up, but more importantly, to better serve the individual that you know right then and there you can help transform everything. Hey, my friend, hope you enjoyed that video. Listen, if you're looking for a way to increase your value, master premium client acquisition, and make a meaningful difference without sacrificing your freedom, then you've come to the right place. I want you to do two things right now. Number one is click the subscribe button and hit the bell icon, so that way you never miss a new video and you can make sure that you get notifications. And number two, if you are an expert, coach, or consultant that is ready to build a reliable business online, become more along the way, and you want to work with us personally to take your life and business to the next level, then go to personalmastery.com, learn how you can become our client.